Hello nation, and welcome back to the Homestead. Okay, so as you guys know from the last video, we are looking for a tractor. Robin and I, for the past year and a half, maybe 2 years, we've been doing our due diligence, researching, looking at the different tractors. And one of the things that we knew we had to put into play was the region. What tractors were available around us, because it didn't make any sense for us to travel 2 or 3 hours to go get a tractor and then not have anybody locally to be able to work on it or anything like that. So that right off the bat took New Holland out of the picture. With all that being said, the very first tractor that we're going to talk about and share with you our opinion on is the Mahindra. Okay, so in order to keep the playing field level for all the tractors, what we're going to be comparing is the price, the warranty, customer service, durability, how comfortable I am using it, the ease of use, their service warehouse, with the Mahindra for their 45 horsepower. They're calling it the 4550. It's 4-wheel drive with the loader and a backhoe and a 6-foot bush hog. The salesman on this quoted me $42,300, and if we're going to finance it with the 0%, I had to add $1,500 to it. So the price is not all that bad. Okay, let's talk about the warranty. Now, granted, this is the first one that we've done, but let me tell you this, and I need you guys to turn the volume up, pay really close attention to what I'm getting ready to tell you. Yeah, come on in close. Not that close. Okay, you have to read their warranty word for word and dissect it, digest it, because they are very particular on what they're covering, how they're covering it, and why they're covering it in their warranty. If all tractor warranties are written like this one, then I'm just going to come out and say it, the warranties aren't worth the paper that they're written on. Okay, so with Mahindra, they have this nifty little plaque, sticker, whatever, on the side, on the side of every one of their tractors, and it says 7-year limited powertrain warranty. Plain as day, right there, bam. Now, my sales guy informed me that that 7-year was only for the 60 horsepower and above, but right here on their brochure for the 4500 series, right down here in the bottom, it says 7-year limited powertrain warranty. So I was kind of stuck in a dilemma of maybe my sales guy didn't know, or maybe I got an old brochure or something. The way that they worded their warranties, they are finding every possible way to get out of covering their equipment. The one tricky thing about tractors, And I'm pretty sure this is probably across the board. Now I'm assuming here, but probably in the next video I'll confirm it. How their warranties go is either by hours, H-O-U-R-S, hours, or by the year. So with their warranty here, it's 3,000 hours or the 7 years, whichever comes first. Now, Mahindra does have two other warranties that go along with their tractor. One is, it's called an aggregate warranty. Now that's only for 2 years or 2,000 hours. That, they have a list on their website of what exactly that is. Just like with the powertrain, on the website they list exactly what parts and labor and all that kind of stuff guarantees. Then they have a 1-year warranty on the tires, the wheels, and the battery. Let's talk about their service area, their service bays, their mechanics, the people that are going to be working on your tractor when it's time for the routine maintenance. You know, if something breaks, you know, those kind of things, because that's important, because that can tell you about the level of care they're going to take with your tractor, and more importantly, probably about how long it's going to take for you to get your tractor back. Now, the shop that we went to in Anderson did not impress me at all. His bay was in just a little bit better condition than my beaten up hay barn over here. Now, the guy did say that they were trying to expand and they were going back and forth with the city of Anderson with water or something about that bay, and he was going to just build a bigger one down the road. But right then and there, did not impress me. Now, this tractor here is owned by my friend Jay. Jay bought this in Athens, Georgia. Speaking with Jay, getting Jay's input from his experience almost kind of mirrors the experience that we had in Anderson. And so we also got some more word of mouth from folks that's been in this area longer. The guy that brings us our hay, he flat out told us that the shop in Anderson and in Athens takes them 40 forevers for you to get your tractor back, that he took his stuff there once and he's never been back. All right, let's talk about customer service. We talked about their service bays, what they looked like, but let's talk about how they treated us. I am a huge proponent of customer service. You could have an average product, but you give me great customer service and I'm going to go with you. My experience with the Mahindra people in Anderson, South Carolina, I did not get that. We walked in, nobody really greeted us right away. I never shook anybody's hand. When we finally got the guy that was going to come and talk to us about tractors, he was not interested in matching the tractor to our needs, if that makes any sense. He was just going to, basically, he felt like these tractors sold themselves and he just had to be out there to talk to you about, almost like a slimy used car salesman. Now, granted, this guy could have just been having a bad day, but he showed absolutely no interest in why we wanted a tractor, to be able to better match us with the tractor. Now, I know I've said that twice now, but that's super important. There's no reason to buy a tractor if it can't do the things that you're looking to do on your homestead. And these different sizes and different models of these tractors obviously do different things. He showed absolutely no interest in that. But the thing that really took the cake for Robin and I, that made it, when I got back in the car with Robin and I told her I would never ever buy a tractor from this guy, was how he gave us the quote. He pulled out an envelope and wrote it on an envelope. That's not even like third grade level professional. It's not professional at all. I mean, if I was going to go to a bank to try to get a loan, they would laugh at me if I walked in with this. This would not be an acceptable form of a quote, of an estimate. So I thought, okay, I'm not. But then I talked to Jay, the guy who owns this tractor, and the level of customer service that he got at the Athens store made my experience look good. Some things have broken on this tractor, and when he took it to get them to honor the warranty, the level of customer service there was so bad, they actually tried to word it and weasel it to where Jay was going to have to pay for the repairs. It wasn't until he pushed back and told them that you can take your tractor back and just give them my money back that they stood up and said, yeah, we'll do the warranty. All right, so let's talk about the ease of use of the tractor. Now, one of the things that I said in the previous video is that I wanted a cab. Now, unfortunately, my sales guy said that if I wanted a cab, I would be waiting an additional 3 to 6 months to be able to get the cab. There's something with the shipping and where they get the cabs made and whatever. So it is what it is. But Jay's obviously has a cab on it, and his cab might have actually kind of started turning me off of having a cab. Jay's cab leaks. We washed his tractor for him, and it was leaking up around this light up here, and it was coming into the cab. Now, I'm a big dude, okay? I'll admit it. Daddy likes to eat. I get it, okay? But the space that they have between, because this is what Jay got with what they call as a shuttle shift. That means this right here, this little shifter right here, forward, reverse. Makes it extremely difficult for a big dude like myself, probably even somebody even a little bit smaller than me, to be able to get in and out of this cab, because as you can see, the door doesn't open up really wide. Now, the other thing is the bucket lever to bring the bucket up and down. They put this safety mechanism on it, and I can understand that, but I think with a cab you won't need it, because sometimes, like if you're bush hogging or whatever, a lot of folks, including myself, will turn to the right to look back behind us to make sure everything's kosher. Well, you can hit the bucket lever, so they got this thing in there that you can lock it, and it locks the bucket lever in it. Great in theory, but in real world scenarios, real world working, when you're doing the bucket up and down, if you are doing a lot of work with it, it'll stick. It'll catch it and stick, and then it's aggravating. The other thing that's extremely aggravating with this tractor is being able to go from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. You get it in 4-wheel drive, it'll work great. You want to go back to 2-wheel drive, you got about 10 minutes of wrestling with this lever to be able to get it to go up and down. Same way if you want to go from high to low to medium, shifting that shifter is a pain in the backside. You're going to lose major time because it'll stick. And so ease of use, this one, not so much. Okay, now the last thing when it comes to ease of use. Now this may be tractor wide, I don't know. I don't know a lot about tractors, and I'm just starting to learn about tractors. But the location of this gas tank, unless you drive it to the gas station to be able to pump gas in it, or you have one of those external tanks that you see on the back of some of the construction pickup trucks that is a gas tank, and they have the nozzle like they do at the gas station. This is the most difficult spot to be able to pick up and hold a 5-gallon jug of diesel fuel and get it in here and then wrestle with it to get the fuel in. I hate it. Okay, let's talk durability. How solid of a tractor is this? Now, I'm, of course, going off my experience when Jay would let me borrow this one. Jay's feedback, that's the store in Anderson, had absolutely no real interest in letting us drive one around or use one around there to be able to pick stuff up around there, or any type of demo whatsoever. So that's all I can go off of. Didn't even have 20 hours on the tractor and the fuel line ruptured. Just about where I'm standing at on my Homestead right now is where it ruptured. I went to look it on YouTube. That was a known problem that they still haven't fixed. So with that being a known issue, you would think that either A, they would fix it at the factory, or B, all of your Mahindra service dealers would have that part on hand. Our experience, it took over 3 weeks for them to replace that fuel line. The other thing that busted rather early was up here on the bucket. It has the universal, like on a skid steer, the handles that you pull up, the quick release, so that way you can drop the bucket and put on hay forks, grappler, whatever. The handle itself snapped right at the weld spot. I told Jay, I said, look, there's no telling how long that's going to take for you to get back. I was headed up to North Carolina anyway. I took the part. I called Ben Holler. I took the part and I said, hey, Ben, can you weld this up for me real quick? Took Ben maybe, well, if I wouldn't have been around distracting him and talking, he probably would have been done in probably about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But because I was distracting him talking, it took about 15. And now it hasn't, that hasn't busted since. The other issue that the tractor had twice was the clutch. They took it in one time. They tried to tell Jay that we were using the tractor wrong, that we were riding the clutch, or we were making the tractor twist, or it was some weird excuses. And then the second time when he took it in there, again, now both these times they tried to make Jay pay for it. The second time, it literally just went, I don't think it was really as much of a clutch, or it was some of those pins that I was reading about or was watching videos about on YouTube. We were loading the tractor up on Jay's trailer and it just went out. Nobody was even touching the clutch and it just went out. And then both of those times, it took well over a month for Jay to get this tractor back. The stuff on the back end to be able to put your bush hog and stuff like that on, they stick the clip right here to be able to hold this up. Sometimes it'll hold it, sometimes it won't. I think Jay went ahead and replaced that himself. Jay also purchased the quick release to be able to back up on the implements and grab them and go. That thing also has busted. That busted almost 2 months ago and it still hasn't been fixed. So overall, the welds on things on this tractor are weak. They have known problems with this tractor that they haven't either fixed back at the factory, or they just don't care because they're not telling their service people to make sure that they have these parts on hand. Now, one of the things that kind of, I don't know, concerns me, makes me scratch my head. This is a tractor. You're gonna be bush hogging, you're gonna be doing work with it. The fenders, it's fiberglass. So I would have thought that would have been metal, and it's not. It's fiberglass. So your lights, stuff like that can break off real easy, you know, so that's a concern that I have. The cab, like I said, the cab, the air conditioning works, heater works, but it leaks. It leaks. We tried, like I said, we tried to wash this up for Jay, and it leaked. The windshield wipers are not the greatest. You think if they were going to put them on there, that it would at least move the water off of the windshield. This just kind of smears it all over the place, kind of makes it worse. So not very durable for a homesteader. Okay, so that's our review on the Mahindra tractor. The price, you know, it put them in the ball game at first. You know, the price was decent, but then I guess you go back to, you get what you pay for. This, I would not recommend this tractor to anybody. Now, my hay guy, he has an older model Mahindra. He absolutely loves it. He says it's like a tank. And they may have been like tanks back in the day. Now, I think they're just a way to take your money and cause you stress and lead to heart attacks or something. I don't know. Because even Jay is looking to get rid of this tractor now, and he hasn't even had it a year. And so Mahindra, not happening here on the Big Bear Homestead, and I would strongly recommend you not purchasing this tractor either. Thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead. God bless, and have a nice day.